So you have some money and you want to put it to work. So the question is, where can you go to get the best returns? I'm not talking like low returns, like 4%, sitting in a bank CD. Since I'm a real estate fix and flipper mostly, you might think I'm going to say flipping, but that's actually not right. So let's break it down here where you can get the best returns in real estate. So common strategy in real estate is rentals. So what are common returns when it comes to rentals? So I can say about 10% if you're buying all cash. So for example, let's say you buy a house, you're all in for 200,000, rents for 2,000 a month. That's a good deal. Minus property taxes, vacancies, repairs, insurance, all these different things. You're going to be looking at about 10% per year annualized. Now you can always juice those returns if you use debt, if you use BRRRR or different methods, but that's a good baseline to start from. So that's option one. 10%, not terrible, better than the 4% that we're talking about with the bank CDs. Option two is real estate fix and flipping. Big surprise. You buy a house, you fix it up, you sell it. That's your profit. Let's take that same house we used in the last example. So you're all in for 200,000. Let's say you fix it up and sell it, and you can make a potential profit of 40,000. Okay, awesome. It takes you 6 months to complete the project. So you might think, well, wait a second, my ROI, my return on investment for that was 20%. But that's actually not true because we're looking at annualized returns. We're looking at 12 months, and we were saying it's done in 6 months. So it's actually not 20%, it's actually 40% annualized return. So even better. So we're hitting bigger numbers. This is fantastic. But there's actually one other method that I want to share with you guys that's even better. So what's the number one return on investment that I've seen in my career? And it actually might shock you. It's actually investing in yourself. I know. So I'm a mentor. I teach people how to get started flipping. Let's put that aside for a second. I've seen the best returns come from purchasing a program or a course or a mentorship, whatever. For one example, I purchased a program and I 15x'd my investment. That's not 10%, that's not 40%, that's 15 times. So 1,500% in just the first year. It was a coaching program that taught me how to be a better coach and how to better train people, all that good stuff. I paid something like 30,000 for the entire program. I 15x my money for that year. So fantastic investment. I took another mindset course for 5,000, and it helped unlock me to hit 6 figures, multiple 6 figures, hit the millionaire status, which I hit last year when I was 28, by removing mental blocks, by getting rid of all the mental baggage, so I can move forward, properly in my business. So same thing, 5,000 to 700,000 per year is an amazing investment. This is one of the recent mental epiphanies that I've had, and I wanted to share with you guys. Personal investment, investing in yourself, is the best ROI. One of the smartest things I did when I was younger was take what little money I earned and had and invest in myself. So I'd have a job, I'd do Uber, whatever. Any funds that I had left over, I'd usually invest into programs, and it's paid off big time. Watch out though. So wait a second. Not all programs and courses are the same. There are some programs, if you purchase, you can make zero. You'll have no return. So I'm going to share with you 3 different tips so you can choose your next program properly. Number one is make sure they're actively doing what you want to do. I've seen a lot of mentors out there where they've either never done what they're teaching, or they haven't done it for decades. So they're teaching you how it worked in the 80s, but that's not how it works today. So industries change, people change, things change. You need someone who's actively out there doing it, what it is you want to do. Second is what's their track record with the students. So it's one thing if they're out there and let's say they have 100 rentals and they're super successful. That's great. That's one skill set. Another skill set is actually teaching other people how to be successful. So if they're good at the thing, but they're not good at teaching, it doesn't really help you out. You're just going to be flushing money down the toilet. So a good way to figure this out is to look at their case studies, look at their testimonials. Typically, the more, the better. So if they have a ton of case studies, lots of successful students, awesome. That's what you want to look for. Number 3, final thing here. Do you like them? Could you tolerate a 30-minute conversation with them? You don't need to be best friends with them necessarily, but you do want to be in a position where you get along on a base level. Education is exploding and there's lots of mentors out there. So if you don't get along or don't like the personal style of a person, you can, search elsewhere. There's going to be someone else to fulfill your needs there. So quick personal example. There's one mentor that I had, I joined and I really regret it. His entire personality was flashy. It was big boats, big mansions. He had a stripper pole in his house. Nothing against that, but it was just all very flashy. And he was, in that portion of his life. I like the quote, all sizzle, no steak. I'm more of a state guy myself. I want it to be, quiet and effective instead of loud and abrasive and doesn't get you anywhere. So that mentorship didn't work out. I paid for it. I made $0. So that was a waste. The next person right after that was down to earth, and he wasn't flashy, and he was very humble, which was fantastic, which is what I was looking for. And the results were night and day. For that specific program, I about 10x my money. So 1,000% ROI for that one. So not a bad investment. In summary, I've seen the best investments be those into yourself. Once you're making healthy six figures, you can look at other investment vehicles, but nothing is going to really compare to your personal ROI. Would you rather get 8 to 10% investing in the S&P 500, or would you rather 10x your money? That should be a no-brainer for you. So thanks again, guys, for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for more videos. I also have a free Facebook group, so I'm going to post that in the description below as well. Feel free to join there. I have lots of free more resources, fix and flip guides, repair estimate guides, all this good stuff. So we'll catch you next time.